Okay, welcome in to the 4th and 1 run game clinic and podcast combined into one. Power went out in the place for like 10 minutes and then turned back on, and I just didn't feel like starting up the run game clinic again. But yeah, so hopefully you attempted to watch that because I'm not really going to repeat what I did there. But yeah, let's get this show on the mofo road. I basically, because when you're in the off season, you can't practice with your team. So I just took the base roster, made N'Keal Harry like as good as he is in the game. Didn't make my backup quarterback, and then I basically just did all of my off season moves for the most part. I didn't make Justin Jackson how good he is in Madden now. He's like a 75 overall. You can put a Landon Roberts at fullback now because of the game. Oh my god. I'm not even going to have fullbacks in this, so I guess I can just put like another running back there. Let's go with James White because I have two pistol sets with a fullback, and it's just yeah, that strong slot and weak slot open. And I didn't even do a mic check. I'm pretty sure I'm good. Test. Yeah, we're good. Okay. So we'll go ahead and fix this. Thank God it lets you practice with guys who are on IR. I don't have Olszewski. Yeah, the rest of these tight receivers I don't really have. So it's not really going to matter. Put James White there. And then I didn't sign Max Williams yet, but I am assuming I'm the only bid on him now, and I have like a 90-some point bid, so I'm assuming that I'll get Max Williams with Blake Jarwin. Then I still have Kittle. Main thing for me with the tight ends, I'm going a lot more tight ends this year, kind of going back to a more traditional me minus fullbacks. But I went with guys who have run blocking of over a 70. Actually, someone's fucking calling me. Hold on.
Wait, set. Hey, check it. Wait, set. Green 80! Hey, Alabama, Alabama.
Okay, sorry about that. So, now, I just have random run plays going here, so skip 6 minutes. I'll have to put that in there. Yeah, so we're just going to kind of be running against a few boxes, talking about some things. So, against a front like this, typically these big nickel fronts, or not big nickel, the nickel double A gap fronts aren't as solid as like your traditional nickel and stuff. I don't know why. They've just kind of always been that way. But anyways, when you look at something like this here, and I have a 7-man line with 6 guys down front, I should easily have the numbers advantage. So my playbook's pretty open here. Whether I want to run inside zone, if I want to run a power, which I might actually try and get a power to get that guard freeing up towards 2nd, 3rd level.
Hey,
So that's what we'll kind of do here. Would help if I don't trip over my lineman. That'd be dope.
Wait, set. Ready?
And then, of course, I get a
Goal
fucking
50.
goal line set. Just go down. It just runs stretch.
Wait,
Yeah,
set.
pretty
53.
much. Here we go. We'll run stretch. Outside zone stretch. That's always a cheesy-ish good run. But, yeah. So, again, I got numbers outside. Either way, I mean, you could run this to either side if you wanted. I'd prefer to run it towards Kittle's side and hope that he gets a good block on that outside defender. And then just make a simple cut move and boom. Gotta beat one-on-one.
Wait, set. Round 80.
Toss crack.
Round 80.
I enjoyed toss crack in some... Now, I'd prefer to run it not with Philip Dorsett running the crack. So that's kind of... Wait, what? Why did those guys... I guess they flipped. So we'll try... I mean, I wouldn't run it against this look here. I'd only run it against too high. Because now you're going to have an unblocked defender out there. So we'll try it here.
Easy.
But you get the crackdown on the end. The sweep there. And then we don't pull out there with the lineman. But it wasn't horrible.
Alabama.
Simple dive. Now this is nickel against 2 tight end sets, so this is one where if someone's coming out in nickel against your 12 personnel, granted in Madden it's not as big of a thing in the NFL, just go ahead and just run it down their throats. Now see right there, it didn't work at all. So, lovely.
Wait, set. 29.
Again, toss crack. I don't want to run it with Dorsett, and I wouldn't run it against this. I'd probably honestly switch to just a dive. So that's probably what I'd do here if I wanted to run it. Solid 5, 6, 7 yards on the ground.
Wait, set. Wait, 20.
Halfback draws, they suck. I don't know why. I don't even know why I had. And then this spread Y flex, I changed my playbook, and I don't know why this audible is staying the same. This 45 quick base. I wanted the RPO one, but we'll run it here. 5-on-5 in the box. We'll get a pull. Hopefully we can just get a good numbers advantage, and we don't because guys can't come off double teams.
Wait, set.
Simple as that.
180.
Another one where I wouldn't run toss crack, and they're running
72.
fucking... Jesus Christ, I hate them so much. We're going to actually switch, because I'm sick of them running, like, quarters and shit against this, so... And if you're realizing that the random play doesn't work, all you got to do is spam L1 for random play for a minute. Pick a random play. Just you can pick any play. It doesn't matter. And then it obviously works when you're trying to do defense. So we'll do big nickel only.
Wait, set. 180.
So the first play is going to be that one play I picked. But after... you get like the one play that you first picked, it'll start cycling through. So again, here I'm not gonna run that stupid. And then here I put the RPOs as both of these, and they're still showing up as this, so that's a little annoying. I don't know how to fix that. Anyways, doesn't matter. Yeah, so I'd run it here 5-on-5. Just hope that you actually can get a block. James White just trucked it, dude. Oh, that's funny.
Wait, set. Wait, 20.
More goal line. Love it. Hey, what up, Jaeger?
Wait, set. 53.
Basically, when you're... More goal line. Jesus. No, go down.
Wait, set. 380.
Basically, it's a numbers read. Situation like this, 6-on-7, I think I have a solid advantage, especially here. I have a good play called. Even like a lot of people shy away from counters. I would if you have like an X Factor run defender, enforcer, whoever, because they take longer to develop. But in a situation like this where there's no X Factor or really OP superstar like run defender inside here, and they have extremely weak on the backside, a play like this, especially when you have a tight end like Kittle or Kittle and Williams with good run blocking, which didn't work, but that's something here that is okay to deal with. Now here, this right here is the look that I'd want to run these toss cracks. I can talk about the correct hole for a counter here in a minute. After this play, I'll go do that. So this is where I'd want it. Now again, I'd prefer Harry or Edelman because they're actually pretty solid run blockers.
Alert!
But then you get the crack, you get the lineman out here, and then you can get five. And then especially if you can beat that corner, you have a solid run. So I'll run the toss cracks. Okay, so with counters, we'll kind of do in Madden and in real life, just because they're different. Essentially, in real life, if you have that tackle, guard, pulling, whatever on a counter, you're obviously going to want to go inside the kick-out block. So, let me see. I don't have a ton of counters. I have a couple, I'm sure. I only have 2. So, that's fun. So, we'll just run that first counter. And we'll run it against a thing that I'd actually like to run counter with. We'll go like Tampa 2 or some shit. Okay, so how this shit is Shaq Mason, number 69, the right guard. So, okay, we'll start left to right. You're going to want Isaiah Wynn, your left tackle, to down block on the 4-eye. You're going to want Joe Thuney, the left guard. You're going to want him. Basically, they have what we call gap down backer, those first 3 guys on the left. They're going to look if there's a man in their gap, they're going to block down on him. If there's not a man in their gap, then they're going to look the next man over. So if Danny Shelton was lined up head up of the guard, Isaiah Wynn's still going to down block on him. Same with Isaiah Wynn. If he has a 2-eye or a guy that's a straight up nose, so a 2-eye, a 1, or a nose, he's going to block down on him. And so would David Andrews. He'd block down on anyone who's a 1, a 2-eye, or, a 3 might be a little too far, but you could area block that. So those 3 guys are all blocking down. So in this case, Isaiah Wynn should be blocking down on the 4-eye here. Thuney should be going to the backside backer, who's on the right hash of the 25-yard line. David Andrews should handle the 1 tech here. And then Shaq Mason should be pulling left, kicking out that defensive end over there past the left hash. You're going to have Kittle and Marcus Cannon basically filling in for that gap where Mason's pulling and making sure no one's coming back around. And then Max Williams should be motioning back, pulling, and then leading up through the hole to get that play side linebacker on the left hash. That's how the counter would be perfectly run, and you're going to take that B semi-C gap depending on how far out the kickout is. If the kickout screams down and plays it well, the play is going to be blown up and you might have to bounce it out. And then the pull man will have to log him in instead of kicking him out. But if he runs upfield, it's going to be more C gap. So we'll kind of run it here a few times. Okay, that was actually not too bad. So I actually want to run that play back. That wasn't too bad. So, and I might actually have to add some more counters if that's how they're going to run it. I don't have many I-form plays. So once we get in this here, now I wish I could draw on the damn screen. Let's see what Isaiah Wynn does. Boom, he comes down. Perfect. You're going to have Thuney going to the backside backer. Boom, perfect. You're going to have David Andrews hitting there. Boom, perfect. Now, you don't want Cannon and Kittle blocking out. You want them kind of making sure they're not crashing inside. But in a Madden purpose, they made sure those two don't get it. You get your guard with a really good pull. Boom, great kick. Damn, that's actually not a bad kick out at all. Wow. And then you're going to get a lead up block right there. And boom, that is as good of a pull lead up block you'll ever see in Madden. And now if you look at Thuney here, yeah, he whiffs on Hightower, but he gets in his way enough. And then you have an alley right here. Now, if N'Keal Harry, why in the hell? So he stock blocks this corner into the frickin' play. So he should be running hard towards this safety and then stock crack blocking him, or not crack blocking, stock pivoting him out towards the sideline to create that lane. But other than that, the line play is pretty damn good. And if Harry actually gets that guy, I'm into second, third level. That was beautiful, honestly. So we'll kind of run that again and see if we can get. Now this is a good time to run counter. Now here's the problem with fucking Madden. Jesus Christ.
Wait, set. Round 80. Round 80.
So now you go from just having a really great counter where things just looked great. It was like beautiful clinic-wise. Now, boom, you still get two good down blocks by the left tackle in the center. Thuney has a great block on the... So the offensive linemen do great. The problem with Shaq Mason, Shaq Mason does fine. This linebacker scrapes over, fills the gap perfect. Max Williams is looking for the damn kick out and blocks Shaq Mason instead of the pull-up. Or instead of the linebacker and pulling up to go lead up. So that's the only is that lead-up man is so hit and miss, it's just ridiculous. We'll run it again, see what we get. But yeah, you're looking for that B to C gap, most likely. Now here we go. Excellent. N'Keal Harry didn't block his man again. But there we go again with just another really good block altogether. We're not going to run that one back. So here we go, another counter. We're going to get a good one. No, and then so basically it's 50-50. That your pull-up man isn't going to go complete retard mode.
Easy. 72.
Here we go, another chance at it. Yeah, there we go. And N'Keal Harry blocked his man, so we'll take a quick peek at that one before we kind of move off of it. And then, you know what, maybe I'll pick a playbook that has multiple, that I have some, like, under, like, I formation counters and stuff real quick instead of my new playbook. Replay. Same thing, great down blocks, except Thuney whiffed it. This is exactly how, now, if he ran at this angle here, running towards the top of the numbers to push him out, that would be better. But he kind of does it and then gets his hips around. That's what you want. You don't want that corner, especially when he's running here. Now it's one-on-one with the safety. And I should have probably taken this thing with the running back if I could actually move the cursor. I should probably have gone this way, tried to bend outside the numbers instead of just planting upfield and going. I'm not really trying to read where I should run. But especially when you have a bruising back like I just signed Howard, those are always good to just run these counters. Now here, this is a play in Madden, like the counter, and this is actually good. This is the last one we'll look at for this counter. Yeah, so you get just stonewalled on the down block, and now this counter where you should be running right where Shaq Mason is, right off his ass, you have to completely bend this inside and almost run it like a BA gap play. Yeah, we're running right through where the guard was, so that's kind of the issue with the counters. What other run concepts do we have that we can take a look at? Whoa, no, don't exit. This is a lot of under centers shotgun stuff, so there's not a ton of stuff. Power, we can talk about power a minute, or even trap. We gotta go to concept, not types. Yeah, we have a decent amount of powers. inside zone, outside zone is pretty easy. We'll talk about power. We'll go with, in this random power, it's going to give me these goddamn under center crap. So with power, I just want to go against a heavier box. I've run a few that are more successful this Madden. They're a lot better. I don't like those buck sweeps where, say I was running a buck sweep here with white and the buck sweep's actually going left and he does that awful 2 steps right, take the handoff, then go left. I don't like those, but there's a couple buck sweeps that aren't horrible. It's just not the greatest. Buck sweep in Madden isn't anyone. In real life, when I coached wing T for years, and I played in the wing T for, overall I spent about 7 years in the wing T, from playing in it in high school and then coaching it for the high school I graduated from. Buck sweep was the first play we ever put in. If you can't run or play in buck sweep, it's nothing. You can't run it. You can't play in our offense if you can't run buck sweep. Isn't a wing T offense. Stretch is not overrated. Stretch is overpowered. So here, how you're going to want... That's the only problem with Madden's power. Well, not the only problem. There's a lot of problems. With power here, you're going to be getting those diesel... you have those diesel down blocks with those the right tackle, right guard. Cannon's going to come down on that 3-tech 4-eye. Shaq Mason's going to be going to the backside backer. You're going to have David Andrews going to the nose, shade. Then you're going to have that pull. What's his nuts? Joe Thuney should be kicking out the end. And then you're going to have that left tackle block up and out on that end. That's how it should be run. But what's just going to happen is Cannon's going to block out in the end. Mason's going to block the guy in front of him. Everyone's just going to block the guy in front of him, and then the guard's going to wrap around.
Hey, Bolt 66!
Which makes no sense in Madden.
Wait, set! Wide 20!
So we'll run like 2 more. Same thing. So as long as you have the numbers, like you can't run this if there's 6 in the box. Unless you're going to RPO it.
Wait, 20!
Like this. What's the RPO I want to use? Here we go. We'll run this one. We'll go against big nickel. Or we'll just go against regular nickel.
Wait, set! 53!
But not man, because that's an RPO stopper. Where is it? Option. Peak. There we go. Big nickel. We'll go cover 2.
Wait, set!
Now this is one where we have a 6-man box, but that's okay. Because in this scheme, we're going to leave the guy with the P. I don't know why. I think that's who you're going to RPO. I think that's what it stands for. But that's the guy we're reading. If he bites down with the run fake, you're going to want to throw it to the slant. Okay, but in Madden now you're going to have to read the 2 guys, that corner 2, because if he gives anything wonky, you got to hand it off. If he drops into coverage, then you have 5-on-5 and you hand it off. So here we go. Oh, shoot. Wrong button. That's where I should have handed it off. So here we go. Drops into coverage, hand it off, but you get no blocking. So, lovely. Another one, drops into coverage, hand it off. 4 yards. 3-4 yards. But yeah, we will pick this up later. I gotta go. I'm gonna get some food, and we'll finish this later.